really, really crowded with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different e-commerce or websites trying to sell different kinds of fashion. Then you have on ground, because besides FMCG, food and other stuff, the largest footfall driver for any retail, whether online or on ground, is apparel and fashion and lifestyle. So these are the largest footfall drivers, and among these three, apparel is the single largest footfall driver for non FMCG products. So everybody is into it. You go into any site, you could probably get jeans or Levi's anywhere. You could probably get. How are we, Amit? I would like to ask you, and maybe Ankur can continue from there. How are we creating the differentiation from our initiative compared to the competitive initiative? That is one thing that I really feel, because that is what will make us different, and that is what will be actually co-creating value, which is the core value that you're talking about over way. So I would like to know this answer.
I can answer
from you,
it probably more generally and horizontally than what Ankur will respond in particular regarding fashion and lifestyle. But all of Awake's media market networks are of a certain nature. They bring people together to collaborate, which includes communication and cooperation, and exchange and sharing, and it includes the activity for which they have come there. They were seeking some knowledge, perhaps a solution or community. There's a reason for people to do anything, right? So okay. What any Awake media market network does is it brings those various types of people together, and it gives them media, which is lots of information and content and creativity and all the things that you can imagine today is happening on so-called internet, right? Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, etc., etc., etc. And then it also gives them the market part of it, which is an actual set of retailers, distributors, brands, delivery services, other types of services that people are looking for. At the end of the day, it's a universal system. And finally, it gives them the network, which is the people themselves, the actual raw engagement with human beings and organizations that represent our activities in various facets. So this is a natural commerce engine. This is a natural universal basic market kind of a model, representing just how human beings come together, how civilizations start. They come together around river deltas to exchange news and all that, and then they trade. So that's what the model represents. And obviously in digital world, an AI-powered universe and a fintech-powered platform approach, you can imagine the possibilities. So I'll turn it over to Ankur for answering, what are those possibilities that we're creating, he's creating in the fashion vertical. And I think you'll like what's coming.
Wonderful. Ankur, if you could explain, the differentiations that, Amit was talking about, it would be wonderful to hear from you.
Absolutely, thanks. And Amit, thanks for the introduction. I think a good segue into what I want to talk about. I think the first thing we have to do is appreciate the size of the fashion market today. It's a $3 trillion industry. And it's not just the clothes and apparel, but it's also all the other surrounding industries, such as media, whether print or online, jobs for models and for photographers. There's a whole set of livelihoods that depend on fashion. Now, this $3 trillion market is changing. It's changing rapidly. Number one is, of course, the people themselves. Now, when gender has become more than just male and female, fashion has to start catering to that. And I think the industry is a little far behind there. While we as a society have begun to understood these differences, the fashion industry is still trailing. The second is, of course, how people buy. And I think COVID has been a kind of accelerator in this change of behavior. While online shopping was anyways picking up, we are getting to a point now where it may become the most significant way of buying fashion. But that creates a whole set of problems, right? So problem number one, you have the same products available on multiple platforms. So how do you choose which platform you want to buy from? And that kind of results in a whole price war, right? Then you start trying to find the cheapest platform to buy from. Do you really want to be in that kind of a business, either as a brand or as a platform? And where is the excitement there for the customer if the customer is finding the same products everywhere? And then of course all websites look the same. It's a shop front, and you just have lots of boxes, and you just look for box after box, frame after frame, until you find the product you like. And then there are many other problems, such as trying to get the size right, trying to see what it will look like on real people. Now, we wanted to kind of take these challenges that the fashion industry is facing and do something about it. I do want to kind of remind everyone that our foremost experiment here, of course, was that of social selling. And that's something that we are addressing through the underlying layer, which is ShopType. And it's a great idea because we are talking about incentivizing anyone who is enabling a sale of a product to happen. And that engine already exists. But what we wanted to do was create a immersive and interactive media layer on top of that platform so that we can create even more engagement. We can allow brands to shine, and more importantly, we can get customers to engage with these brands in a way that they've not been able to before. So I want to talk about a couple of examples of how we are driving this engagement. The first is we want to invite the inner designer in every potential customer out there. Everybody has a sense of fashion. We all like to dress in a particular way. And this can be how we dress today, or it can also be aspirational of how you want to dress tomorrow. Imagine if you were able to kind of create these mashups of what you want your ideal look to look like by just going through our inventory and putting it together on a mood board and publishing that mood board. And guess what? You can even make money out of that process if somebody is inspired by that mood board and clicks on a product through your mood board and buys the product. So we are using this engagement model to not just involve people in a creative way, kind of excite their inner designer, but also enable them to get social recognition and even make money out of it. The second idea was how do we kind of get people to know what clothes look like on real people? Most platforms today either show clothes by themselves or have professional models. And let's face it, these models have perfect bodies, and most of us don't have bodies like that. And therefore, you don't quite know how these clothes will look on you.
True.
What we are trying to do is enable our community of users to become models themselves. So if someone's bought something from our platform or already owns something that exists on our platform, they can upload photographs of themselves and become models for those particular products. Now, again, this becomes a whole new kind of social platform where you're showing off your ability to dress yourself. You can gain followers, you can get comments, you can interact with people. But most importantly, you've become a model for the clothes that you are showcasing. And again, using the underlying ShopType engine, you become a salesperson for this particular set of clothes that you are modeling. And if anyone buys those clothes after having been inspired looking at the photographs of you modeling those clothes, you have the potential of making money again. The third thing that we are trying to do is use next-gen technology, use augmented reality to actually render jewelry, eyewear, and makeup in 3D on people's faces in real time. Now, what this would allow people to do is actually get a sense of how they would look like with certain frames on their face, or what particular colors of makeup and cosmetics would look like on their face, and what jewelry would look like. You know what? We can even emulate physics. So as you move your head, the earrings actually dangle. It's pretty cool technology. So it's really, really immersive. Now, if we take all of this together and put it together, we have an ability to bring this data together in a way that no fashion platform can today. So if you're looking at a particular piece of clothing on the system, it will pull all these mood boards and collages that people have designed that feature that product, which will inspire you to kind of match up that piece of clothing that you're looking at with other potential clothes. It will show you models, community models who have been modeling those clothes, so you know what those clothes will look like on real people. And also, if our library allows you to do it at that particular time, you will be able to try them on virtually. The last piece that I haven't talked about is, of course, editorial. We believe that content-driven commerce is the way to go. It's how you immerse a consumer in a story or in relevant context of that particular product. And we want to, of course, encourage our influencers and our own community to contribute, but we also intend to source high quality content from our partners and syndicates. So we want Awake Fashion to become a one-stop shop for anything to do with fashion. That is our vision.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how do these people also make money? You mentioned that twice. If you could explain that also along, maybe Amit, you could also chip in there.
Ankur, before you dive in, I wanted to just add a couple of things to make the picture, more complete. So Ankur has given a very, wonderful and clear vision of what the digital experience is going to look like and feel like for, the various users of the system. But every business has two sides, right? What you see and what you don't see. So what you see is the digital layer and all the stuff, media-driven commerce, community, people, et cetera, inventory. What you don't see is the supply chain, and you don't see the movement of money, right? So these two parts are also really part of that network behind the scenes, right? So we talk about retailers, we talk about physical stores that are in the real world on the network. We know where actual inventory is located because people are joining the network and registering that stuff for free and saying, hey, we are part of this global network and we want to engage. So essentially what's happening now is that the system knows where stuff is, and it goes all the way up to the manufacturers, you see, and the brands. So we, as in the people who are doing the different parts of this activity, whether I'm a, private label manufacturer, or I'm a brand who also has manufacturing, or I'm just a marketing company or an agency influencer network, or retailer, and I'm, with 20 stores, and I have to figure out all, what's, my inventory situation. All this stuff is now given an assist by our platform. It's a totally orthogonal thing. You just join, and suddenly there's this invisible hand, the market, which is driving you forward if you have stuff that's valuable. And value is in the eye of the beholder. So this is a network for the people, by the people, right? And the technology just connects all the dots. So this is the supply chain part I'm talking about, right? You can go all the way to real-time manufacturing now, because on the digital side, Ankur's got these really cool ways to even get measurements right up to 95% of the time.
Wow.
So you'll be able to literally get real-time custom-made clothing that can look like anything, coming from top manufacturers that are indie, people that are, you can tip them and you can directly talk to them. And, so a whole new world is coming up now. Okay. So this is the supply chain side. And finally, I just want to mention the money movement, the payments which is happening across this entire network, is on our ledger, right? This is not a crypto. This is regular cash moving around. So the cost of moving money around is going to drop dramatically. It's going to go trend to zero. Not only will it drop to zero, but the credit that you can get as a performing member of the network is unlimited because it's backed by your own activity and transactions. So we are about to create in this vertical, which is $3 trillion in the next few years, I don't know, 10 million jobs. It's a big vertical.
Excellent.
Good points, Amit.
So over to you regarding the how this impacts.
Yeah, so we were talking about money, and again, connects well into this whole commerce layer that Amit is talking about. Now, as you remember, I had talked about ShopType, and ShopType is the engine that's going to drive all this commerce. Now, on our system, on any of our market networks, we don't have sharing, we only have co-selling. And what I mean by that is something as simple as sharing a product link on a network like Facebook or on WhatsApp or by email requires two things to happen. The first is when you click share, the system will ask you to register.
Ankur, you're a little inaudible. Can you speak up?
Oh, can you hear me? Is this better?
Better, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so I was saying that two things happen. The first is the system asks you to sign up if you aren't already a signed up member to be able to share. And the second thing it does is it creates a unique link for you and gives you the ability to share that link. Now, that link that it's created has encoded the source of that link, which is this particular person. And then irrespective of wherever this member shares this link, whether on Facebook, whether on WhatsApp, whether on email, it doesn't really matter. And if there's an inbound sale because of that link, so if someone clicks that link, gets to the platform, buys a product, this particular person will earn a commission on the sale of that product. So that,
wonderful.
Basic level is one way of making money. However, we have taken this concept to the nth level with Awake Fashion. I talked about a couple of engagement models. So
can I, one second, can I just pause? So this, what you described is the traditional affiliate model as well. It fits that model also. The additional thing that we have done before you go vertical, in horizontal fashion, we are able to split the commission, which is normally offered when the person buys. So in the affiliate models, like, people are offering 5%, 10%, whatever that is, and higher, maybe 15% in certain categories as an affiliate commission, where you have to drive the sale. It's for sale. It's not for anything else, which means that the customer journey is ignored. Nobody buys on the first click, right? And you want it to be an organic, authentic process, not a high pressure sales tactic saying buy now, right? Because that's the only thing I can do. If I want to make money, if I want to make my living, I don't care about your brand. I care about my sale, right? So a net, right? So if I really want to be authentic and all that, that's not the place for it. I should go write a blog and just be my own person over there. But if I want to leverage my talents in an organic way, the system needs to be able to give you value even when you don't close the sale, but you're involved in that process. So this is a critical thing, right? So what we do is we offer, say, of all available commission, 30, 40% in an order, say 10% in Awake Fashion, Ankur will tell you, 10% perhaps for an introduction. So if he introduces you to Vimal, right? Then what happens is whenever Vimal buys, not now, not tomorrow, not necessarily next week, but any time in the future and any number of times, that order value, 10% of it, the available commissions is dropped into Ankur's wallet. But that's not the only thing, right? You may not, so you introduced him, sure, but you didn't buy because of that. A year later, a month later, you saw somebody's post, some nice mood board, Ankur's mood, somebody else's mood board, and you clicked through and then you bought. So obviously he described how that works, but you did not buy. And then you bought later on. We are able to split the remaining commissions, the 90% say if you're, if that's what's remaining, into any number of levels, maybe 2 or 3 levels, because people usually take 2-3 times before they buy something. So now suddenly everyone gets paid correctly. Maybe you split 30% 3 ways, 30, 30, 30. So you have an organic network that's always doing the right thing, regardless of whether the purchase happens right then or not.
And I do want
This
to
ensures that a person earns continuously if he's introducing his network to this platform.
And I do want to call out that it's not the same as affiliate marketing, because commerce here happens on our platform, unlike in affiliate marketing where commerce happens on the brand's platform. And this is important because this allows us, as Amit has alluded already, to pay the influencer who has enabled the sale to happen immediately. That money is reflected in his wallet instantaneously. And that's the big difference. There's also complete transparency. On the affiliate side, you don't know what's exactly happening on the brand's website. On our platform, our dashboards will tell the brand, will tell the customer, and will tell the intermediate influencer or co-seller who's made the sale happen exactly what's happening and who is clicked and how much money each of the parties involved is making. So that's a big, big difference, even at the most fundamental level that we bring to the table as compared to the affiliate model.
Right. And now perhaps we can talk, Ankur, about what happens on the vertical levels.
Right. Yes. So we've talked about at the most fundamental level. So this happens even at the Awake Fashion platform level. If you've ended up looking at a product and you want to share the product, that's how it works. However, the engine's built into our engagement modules as well. So, for example, we spoke about the mood board, the collage. Now, whoever has designed the collage has basically created a shoppable image, and that image basically is encoded with his specific links to the products that are in the board. That board not just exists on Awake, but that board can now be displayed anywhere on the internet. It can be displayed as an ad on a media site. It can be displayed as an image on any of the social media platforms, again, by email or by WhatsApp. It doesn't really matter. But when you open the image and as you hover your mouse or you touch the image on the particular products featured in that mood board, it takes you to the product and you can directly shop that product from that link. And this will again enable the person who's created the mood board to earn because he or she has designed that particular mood board. So that's a great way for them to make money. And there's a third party that can get into that whole attribution chain. So even if I have designed the mood board, but Amit has really liked the mood board and shared it on a platform, then both Amit and I can make money off that particular mood board because we both were involved in the process of selling a product that was featured on the mood board. And a similar concept works for the community model because the community model has uploaded a photograph of himself or herself and has tagged the particular the particular products on the image. It also becomes a shoppable image, and any sales that are driven by clicking on that particular shoppable image will also be attributed to this particular model or user. So that's another example of how they can make money. And finally, even with our AR model, when you are trying on your virtual glasses or your virtual makeup, you could actually choose to save that photograph. And you save that photograph, it encodes the links of the products that you're trying on, and you could share those. So you're even creating the opportunity to make money by sharing a photograph of you doing virtual try-ons of products on the platform. So not only at every moment are you interacting with the platform in a different way, but you're also creating the opportunity to earn money every time you're interacting with the platform.
Fantastic.
So, in a way, each of these digital experiences focus on that particular community and makes it really fun and, creative to do whatever it is they do. And that's the tooling. The tooling is to help people do more and do more fun things, engaging things, become more involved, help each other, collaborate, exchange, and of course, trade. Now, remember, these people can be directed to local stores, right? Things could be happening, events could be on the platform. They can actually have online, offline, activations. And again, inventory is available around you where you are. You could have a stylist come to your house if you wanted, or you could meet, somewhere. So this is what the natural activities are, and we reflect that.
Wonderful. So thank you very much, Ankur. Thank you so much, Amit. I think this was really enlightening how the shopping for fashion will happen in a very different and a new way that you've explained now. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.